Hey guys, welcome back. So today I just want to share with you my current configuration as far as my Ollama setup, which I'm using the latest model, which is the Pi 4. They claim it to be the Microsoft model, and I kind of got suckered into it, so I just downloaded that. I'm also running it on Docker, so we have the nice GUI web UI interface, and I'll show you guys really quickly what all that looks like. I did want to also mention I did a video prior and I kind of resolved my own issue. I was mentioning that, my lag time in responses from Ollama while using my 3070 Ti was kind of slow and sluggish when it was prompting back the responses. So I don't remember exactly what I did because I did so many different things. So I decided to just blow it away, reinstall it, make sure it was all cleared, and kind of just rebooted my machine. I did it a couple of times and that seemed to have cleaned it up a little bit. So let me jump right into it. I don't want to make this a crazy long video. So let me just do this right now. Screen two, here we go. So this is my Docker configuration, and the image that I have right now is what I pulled. The original image was the model for the 3.3, 3.1 and 3.3, I believe. And so that's running right now. You see this green dot, which is great. It's almost 6 gigs. So the container is the web UI. And because I have it configured that way, let me just pull this over. I'm actually still studying for the C risk, even though I said that I failed. I did reschedule another exam, but apparently the second time you take it, it has to be like 6 months out. So, or 30 days, or one of those anyway. So it was like, all right, fine. Let me just restudy for it. Anyway, that's not the point of this discussion. So this is my Pi 4, PHI 4. So right now, I just wanted to show you guys. Originally, I was like, holy shoot, how do I get the benchmarking for like the tokens and everything? I know this is a little dark right now. You know what? Let me bring this up here because this adds a little light into my. I have two screens, so the light actually reflects back down so you guys can actually see me. So here, this is what I'm talking about. Like, okay, write me a short story, story about passing the C risk. All right, so I'm gonna do a couple of things here. I'm gonna do this, let it generate the response, and then show you the actual tokens that it took to, uh, give that feedback. Now, I do want to mention that I also hooked up my 1660 Super. So my 3070 Ti is my primary GPU, and I also have a 1660 Super that has 6 gigs of VRAM on it, and the 3070 Ti has 8 gigs. So not sure if that's going to make a huge difference. And this was what I was running into, but this is very, very selective because certain times, like if I get this thing warmed up, it'll just respond. Okay, there it goes. It's going. It's flying right now. So I just wanted to show you that, but let it finish so I can show you exactly what those tokens look like. And when I say tokens, I'm not talking about crypto. I'm talking about the response time this actually took to generate this. As you can see, it's pretty decent so far, at least. Let me just move my mic. I know if I don't move my mic a little closer, this thing gets like you guys can barely hear me. So let me just do that. All right, cool. So it finished. This was a short story about some kid, uh, Emily. Yes, Emily Parker. Emily. I was gonna say Emil, but it's Emily. Has always been passionate about technology. Her curiosity fueled by endless nights spent tinkering with code and solving. Oh, awesome! Great story. This is an awesome story. Now, I do want to mention a few things before we as we're diving deeper into this token count thing. Now, I had to learn all this. I had no idea what the hell this meant. Now, the only difference between Ollama that and I also pay for ChatGPT, I want to show you the huge difference. If I go here and paste this in, Ollama has no clue. Like tell, all right, you know what? Let's do this. Not tell. I mean, the way I prompt is how I would talk to people, but explain each line item. But because the way Ollama is set up, it's not configured to take in like images. So you can see it's like voiding it. So it has nothing to tell me about each line item. So what I ended up doing was going to ChatGPT, pasting it in here and say, explain to me like a little kid what each line means. And there it goes. All right. So I had no idea what the count was. I just knew that the count existed as far as tokens. So this is perfect, right? Obviously, this has nothing to do with my GPU. ChatGPT is all online, but I use it as a comparison to what Ollama can do and what ChatGPT can do. Of course, ChatGPT is a lot more sophisticated and a lot more resources being put behind the scene on the cloud as I'm accessing it compared to whatever I'm offering for Ollama, which isn't a hell of a whole lot in comparison. So let's see. This goes really deep into explaining, right? This means many words or pieces of word are being written every second. It's like counting how many puzzle pieces you have you placed every second. Well, pretty cool. Prompt token tells us how many words or pieces of words are being understood or read every second is slower than writing. Okay. Total duration. This is a total number of time it took for the whole thing to happen. Written in a really long way, like counting in nanoseconds. Wow. All right. So this is great. I mean, like just to understand all of this, like to comprehend it at this level is like so much easier to do. Like if I had to Google this, it would have taken me a lot longer to understand all the prompts that were provided when I go here, go to the info and look at the token counts, right? And be like, what the hell does this all mean? Even though like I just know it exists. So I had to learn it, and which I am. So this explains everything. Like it's just, I feel like this is amazing. So this is my current setup. Now there are other ways to check out all these different things as you're uh, doing prompts. You have the performance monitor if you're using Windows, and I believe with Linux and the Mac has something similar or equivalent, like a system monitor. You can actually see the GPU usage and how much memory is using while you're using Ollama. So like, tell me the OSI model in detail, right? And then I'm going to show you another prompt that's pretty interesting. So right here, you can see the resources for this one in particular. It was just using this one, and it wasn't even utilizing both of them. This is the 3070 Ti you can see right here, and this is the 1660 Super. So those two GPUs are working together. I do have the CUDA drivers installed, and let's see, did it complete? It did complete. So obviously it went by pretty quick. Oh, this was ChatGPT. I'm so sorry. I went to the wrong one. Tell me. Oh, you know what? Not tell me. Explain the OSI model to me as if I was a 5-year-old. All right, let's see how long that takes. And then we can check out the resources here. You can see 65% is jumping up and down, but it has not even touched the secondary GPU, which is the 1660 Super. And then I'm going to show you another way to watch the performance of the GPUs as we're watching and waiting for the response. So it's on the command line, the Windows command line. Okay, there it goes. All right, so now it's going. Let's see how long this takes. Obviously, it's going to take a little longer than the ChatGPT, which is I told you that it's using millions and millions of resources to compute those power, opposed to we're using Ollama with my 3070 Ti and the 1660 Super. But surprisingly, it did not take too long, right? Having all this explained to me as if I was a 5-year-old. So let's just take the physical layer. This is like your hands writing the letter and putting it in an envelope. It deals with physical stuff like cables, switches, and plugs that helps move data from one place to another. Let's take the session. I always hate the session and the transport layer. I always get those confused, especially when it comes to taking exams. Imagine setting up a secret handshake with your friend before exchanging letters to make sure you both know how to start and stop conversations smoothly. This step helps set up, control, and close communication between computers. Okay, so that was awesome. So obviously you have your token counts again and the duration and how long it took and how many words it was computating, the nanoseconds. One other thing I want to mention is this. So tell me who is the 47th US president. And oh, if I spell correctly. And this is where the model tells you exactly when was the last time it gathered all that information or what it has now. So the great use of this is, things that have been, set in stone. It's part of history, and it's like mathematical, scientific. But if you wanted to rely on anything that was more relevant on today's times, it's only up to October 2023. You can see the last update was October 2023. So it only knows, it has not been a 47th president. Of course, that is not true because this is so outdated. We're in January 2025. That 47th president has already happened and it does not know who that is right now. So that's the downside to this. It's not that it's not going to be current unless later models become, having more up-to-date information. So that's how you write history. I tried telling Ollama that the 47th president is, Donald Trump, but it reflected it in saying that it does not know that and it would never know until it gets its update. So with that being said, let's try on ChatGPT if it knows who is the 47th US president. And I'm pretty confident that ChatGPT would know this. I did not try it yet. So let's see. The 47 president that have not been determined. I'm actually surprised about this because the 2024 president election result had not been finalized or made public. Interesting. What is your last update? What is your last update? I hope that makes sense. Let's see if it answers me. My last one, October 2023. All right, so they're on the same page. They're definitely on the same page. So they both got their updates at around the same time. Oh, I did want to show you one other thing. So this is the NVIDIA prompt that I have. Let me just pull this up. I have it saved. I just want to show you guys this one last thing right here. NVIDIA -SMI-L-1. So this is literally showing you a prompt every second for the NVIDIA, and it'll tell you the usage of the two GPUs, the 3070 Ti and the 1660 Super, and it'll flash before your eyes every second, and you can see that it's actually utilizing my 3070 Ti at 32. I don't know why it's not, because I moved it. There it goes. There it goes. All right. So if you expand this up a little bit and you move it down, oh, because I moved it, when it cycles through, it just goes really quick. So if I do this, I'll leave it here. Let me just move this over a little bit so you guys can see. And of course, let me go back to Ollama since this is what we're talking about. And you can see it's still utilizing. I'm not too sure what exactly it's working on because I'm not asking it anything. And of course, I still have my performance monitor. You can see that it's still thinking about something. I don't know where it is going at or what it's trying to do, unless something is eating up my resources. So let's try one more thing and tell me a good night bedtime story. Oh, I cannot spell for the life of me. Bedtime story, is it bedtime one word or bedtime? No, bedtime is one word. So let's see how long that takes. So this is the resources. Wow, 100% on the 1660 Super and 19% on the 3070 Ti. But if we go here, oh, it did have a huge spike, but now it's spitting out like crazy. The moonlit adventure of Luna and Leo. Well, this is pretty interesting. I love how people like start using AI to create stories and then put it on YouTube and start generating like random graphics with ChatGPT or other, imaging AI software and start putting pieces together. Wow. I have actually even played games. Yeah, so let's try let's play poker, which defeats the whole purpose. It will tell me all my cards, and it'll show me or tell me or show me all their cards, and it's like how do you lose with that, right? Um, yes, we cannot physically play basic rules. Oh, so wow, this is different. I've never tried it on this one, but ChatGPT actually deals out your cards and it deals its own cards, and then we just play a game of poker. You can play chess, you can play a whole bunch of stuff. So this is pretty cool. So it has all that information down packed. And of course, you saw all the resources jump up and down. I just wanted to share that with you guys. I mean, I'm learning this as I go. I'm learning about the token counts. I'm learning about the hardware that supports all this. I'm doing this on, Docker, the Docker and the web UI. You can do it on the command prompt, or you can do it through the web UI stuff. Multiple ways of tracking and testing and seeing what your GPU is actually doing as far as counts. There's other software, GPU software, that you can actually utilize. I don't have it on this machine, but there's a whole bunch out there because I used to do it for when you were mining crypto. It showed the same thing. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully this made some sense. And if you have any questions, comment below and then, we'll get to it. We'll work on it together. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Hopefully this was enjoyable because this is something that I love doing. And yeah, as you can see, I have a whole lab that, I just wanted to share with you guys. I'm here for, doing work on my own, and I study and I work on these labs, and I also do YouTube videos. So you guys, because I love finding out the numbers and the statistics and where we are as far as job employment. And I try to help you guys as much as I can. So appreciate it. And if you can, please hit that like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys again really soon. Take care.